WAOH is brought to you in part by Jumpstart Video, online at jumpstartvideo.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today we are here with Paul Miller from Clazak Kitchen and Bath. And how are you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for having us here.
Hey, thanks for making the trek up here from Wayne County.
Wayne County, Apple Creek, Ohio.
Okay, but you are in the business of remodeling, rebuilding kitchens and baths, and you travel all over, not just Wayne County. You come up here to Akron, for example.
We do. We actually love Akron. We have a lot of great customers that we've done work for here in this area. And our production building is out of Orrville, Ohio, which is a little bit closer. So our zone is about an hour and a half around Orrville is where we're willing to go. So,
what advice do you give homeowners in the very early stages? What are the first things to consider when remodeling your kitchen or your bathroom? What are the things to do, even for shopping for the right person to do the work? What advice do you give?
That's a great question. And the first thing we have to do is figure out what stage of the decision process that our customers are in. And the advice is to do your homework. It's a big decision. You're going to have people coming into your house, being there for a few weeks. So what are you really looking to do? Are you looking for function? Are you looking for design? Just asking the right questions and learning who they are and what they're looking for is the first step.
Are there any things that you rule out in terms of the quality of work you do? These pictures are incredible. Everything that I saw, those are some beautiful kitchens and beautiful bathrooms. And so maybe you're not the right fit for somebody that's improving a rental property or somebody that has the summer shack at the lake. It might not be what kind of jobs you're looking for, what's in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
What's the place where what you do really can make the right impact, especially in return on investment?
Mm-hmm. Typically, our ideal customer, where we really fit, is someone who's owned their home for a while, and they've been dreaming about this space turning into what they think it can become. And that's kind of our lane. The rental property type of thing, we don't do a whole lot of. We have done some.
Sure.
But that all starts with a phone call to Lindsay at our office when they call the number. And she kind of asks those questions and lets them know if it's worth their time for us to come out. And if we're a good fit for them through that initial conversation, our process starts in your home. So we come out, meet you in your home, and find out what you're looking for.
Educate me on the idea that there is this belief, if you grew up in Northeast Ohio, there is this belief that there's an incredible amount of skill and talent in the craftsmanship that comes out of Holmes County and Wayne County. Describe that. What is this? And it's true, certainly, that Amish craftsmanship, or a lot of people believe this, and it's true, and that's rooted in something. Help me understand that.
It is very true. And the Amish culture, 30 years ago was predominantly farmers. And they have come into the field of construction from that. So now it is flip-flop. So competition makes you better, right?
Sure.
And there is no shortage of great contractors in Wayne and Holmes County.
Sure.
And even up in Stark County in these areas, I see great work. I'll go into look at doing a quote for somebody that has somebody they like. I'm more like the checkup on the person they like. So I get to see the work they've done, and I see a lot of good work being done. Yeah.
Take me through the story of how the business started. You were telling me Clay and Zach.
Yes.
This is how we have Clazak.
Yeah. So Clay and Zach were just in grade school, I think, when my brother came up with the name. But we used to I have two brothers. We used to all do new construction. We were trim carpenters. It was our background. And we did that. And my oldest brother, we call him Shorty. His name's Steve. But he got into remodeling. And he was just trying to feel his way around the remodel world. He really liked it. And he eventually brought us in. And when we came in, the name of the company was 3 Day Kitchen and Bath at that time. And we were kind of like the extreme home makeover. We would work till 10 o'clock, try to get this project done in a week. And it just wasn't sitting well with us because, I want to coach Little League and I want to be home with my family in the evenings and things like that. So we were complaining about this title of we have to get this done in such a short time frame.
Sure.
So basically, we took what we would do a bathroom in 1 week, and now we do it in 2 weeks, and we work normal hours. But through that process, he rebranded and made a new name for the company, and he named it namesake after his 2 sons, which is Clay and Zach. And the cool thing is, Clay is now part of the company. He does design work. And Zach is our cabinet builder. So,
wow. Truly a family business.
Yeah, truly a family business. We have lots of father and son combos. At one time, we had 7 sets of fathers and sons that worked for our company. So
that's fantastic. Now, how do you handle situations where, to ensure client satisfaction? All of us that are in sales or in business, we know the customer has to be happy. How do you maintain that reputation? How do you deal with when things aren't quite right? What's the philosophy there?
The philosophy is we don't quit until we have a satisfied customer. In construction, things are not always going to go the way you want them to go. And when we find ourselves in those situations, we're relentless. We don't quit. On the side of my truck, it says the gold standard in a remodel. I think that is founded on the golden rule. You know, we actually remodeled my mom's kitchen, a few years ago. And it really made me think about what that means when now my customer was my mom. And to just bring that gold standard, that golden rule into business. When things aren't going right, I sit down and we talk to you and we find a solution and we work towards it, and we don't quit until you're happy.
Your solution, I'm guessing, is probably turnkey by the mention of it. You have the designer on staff. You can take somebody through the whole process, and versus going maybe to a big box store and they have all these design centers where you can just go in and use their kiosk and design your kitchen in the aisle. What you do is a very different experience, and for a reason.
It is, and to take that a step further, what makes us even more different is we have all of our own employees. We don't use any subcontractors, so everybody that comes into your home is going to be a Clazak employee. That was a very hard thing to develop, but we have about 38 people now. We have 5 crews, do over 100 jobs a year, and it just makes a really unique experience. And then along with that design, technology has just made it so much better. We're in the business, and I can look at your kitchen from 30 years ago, and I can see it in my mind, but people, can't see that. But with the chief architect and the types of programs we use, we actually can do a virtual walkthrough. And you want to see what your kitchen looks like coming around the corner of the living room and walking into it, we can show you that before the dust starts flying. So you can really have confidence that it's going to be just like you dreamed it.
What are the trends now that you see? Speaking of 30 years ago, you remodel every 30 years, maybe. What are the trends you see in kitchen and bath? What are people really asking for? They got to have this. They got to have the drawers that slide away. They got to have the glass here. They got it with the colors. What are the trends?
I think to answer that, I'll go back to the trends of the past.
Sure.
The trends of the 90s. You couldn't, if a builder was trying to sell a home, it had to have a garden tub. So it had to have a sunken living room, and those were the trends, the Peninsula Island, things like that. So the trend now is to get rid of all those things. That's what nobody wants anymore. I tell customers we're saving the world one garden bath at a time. We get rid of these big baths that they never use, and we put in this grand walk-in shower and a couple shower heads, and things like that. So the trend is function. People want what works for life right now, and that's what I hear more than anything. I just want this, and it's learning what that function is. Are they looking for an island? They rolling out pizza dough, or are they looking for the type of kitchen setting where they sit in their little corner with the coffee area and enjoy a morning, like that, or just more function than anything. But getting rid of those soffits, taking the cabinets to the ceiling, maximizing cabinet space, function. So
wow. That is very informative. I'm glad that we had this discussion. Give us the best way to reach you. What's the best way to get the process started? Is it a contact form on the website? Is it an email? Is it a phone call? Or is it any way they want to do it? And how do they reach you through all those?
We are on social media. You'll find us on Instagram, Facebook. But the easiest way to reach us is our website. It's clazak.com. And everything you need to know to take your next step, you can find right there. And then it starts with a phone call to set up that first appointment. So
Very good. All right. Well, thank you for being with us. And thank you for watching. There's a lot more to come. Stay with us.